Hey.
Hello there.
Hi.
The students of Leeds and LUU. Hope you're well. I am Chris Johnston, the Finance and Commercial Services Officer of LUU.
And my name is Damola, the Communications and Democracy Officer. I am responsible for overseeing the messages that go out to students and the democratic processes of the union. If you're a little confused, those are things like union council, assemblies, elections, referenda. I could go on and on, but I think I'll stop there.
And my job involves the exciting issues like finance, staffing issues, issues to do with how the organisation is run, things like advertising policy, and taking up most of my time at the moment, governance, which we'll be hearing a lot about over the
I think we're the boring members of the exec.
We have the most riveting job.
Yeah.
And we're combining it into one particularly riveting job in these next elections, so watch out for that.
Yeah.
We're selling it short, it's good, it's amazing stuff.
It is. I mean, you wouldn't tell by our dulled expressions, but we're having a fantastic time.
We are indeed. Why did, well, I'm going to ask you a question. Why did you want to become an exec officer?
Well, very interesting question, Chris. Give me 1 second to contemplate and deliver a reasonable answer. Okay, yeah. My motivations for becoming an executive officer were essentially, I love this place. I love LUU. I've been involved pretty much since I came to university, and just seeing how the place worked, how it operated, I thought I definitely still want to be a part of this. And I saw the benefit of having student representatives, otherwise this place wouldn't be doing the kinds of things it did, and I wanted to be one of those people that kind of moved the organisation forward. That sounds incredibly corporate, organisation, union, not members, students. Organisation union, remember? Why did you want to become?
Why did I want to be? Well, very similar reasons, and as cheesy as it sounds, I just love the place. Started off in all second year on union council, and third year I was on the society exec as a recruitment rep, and basically just getting involved. I loved all the societies going on. There's like a buzz around this place. It was just amazing, and yeah, I wanted to get involved with that. I wanted to contribute to that. And also, I suppose, from a campaigning point of view, you've got access to 30,000 students here. It's an incredible opportunity, and so with sort of the green issues, I thought it's an amazing chance to get a foot in the door and help promote that. I know enterprise is one of your things you want to push this year, and it just puts you in a position where you can have some influence and support the groups like that.
You know what? I'm surprised I didn't meet you until the campaign.
Such busybodies, I don't know why.
Yeah, for people that were that involved, we never actually met. But you know what? Never met you, Chris.
I met you too, Dee. It's been great.
Chris,
this is many advantages of being on the exec. It's amazing. Okay, right. Another question for you, Dee. What's the coolest thing you've done this year?
Oh dear. Suitable for camera, or coolest thing I've done as an exec member? I think. Hold on, I'm going to throw that one right back at you and get back to you in a second. Because what's the coolest thing you've done as an exec officer?
Coolest thing I've done as an exec officer, it would probably be, weirdly enough, governance. Working on the governance structures, and it sounds terribly geeky, which makes sense because I'm a complete geek. But it's just an example of something you never thought you'd get involved with, being a lot more fun, a lot more interesting. Then it's like an opportunity you wouldn't have anywhere else. I mean, probably looking at and trying to understand the governance of third sector organisations. When else are you going to get to do that? So looking at that was probably the coolest thing I've done this year.
I like that. But
there's more to come. There's more to come for that.
We're self-confessed geeks, so
yes, absolutely.
Of course, we're not that. I think coolest thing as an exec officer. Well, the podcasts have been. Well, the podcasts have been fantastic. Like getting involved in that, doing something a little bit different. Particularly enjoyed just walking around the union with a microphone, putting it in people's faces and getting them to talk a little bit like this camera right in front of us and making us talk. But no, it was good just to like actually go down and find out what people thought about what was going on here and get a bit of banter with folk, and it's been incredibly interesting. I love that. That was good. And all the gigs, Fruity, Tunnel Club, what else? Well, pretty much every gig that's happened in the union has been. That's been amazing. Right. What's next? What is the best thing about being an exec officer? I think just being in this building. It's like Jess. She's dancing in the background. You'll see her in the next one. Hey, just society's officer here.
This is one of the best things about the job. It's difficult because it's like when someone asks you, what music do you like? It doesn't matter that you have one of the biggest music collections in the world or whatever. You can't think of anything, and this is the same. There's a lot going for this job. I mean, off the top of my head is the opportunities you get for sort of learning about yourself, training, that kind of thing, meeting people. But one of the best things about the job, just
again, I think it's being part of the union, because you get to influence, the direction of a huge organisation. You get to work with fantastic people, staff and students alike.
I mean, every day you're out there representing 30,000 students. That in itself is amazing.
It's just a realisation that we'll probably never get to do something quite like this again, which is that is for me the best thing about being an officer.
I mean, the people are amazing, not just in terms of like all the people on the team, but also like as well they're working with staff. The staff here are amazing, and also just all the students buzzing around the place, all these activity groups and assemblies and stuff. So the people you work with, opportunities you get, and the work you do is tough, but incredibly rewarding as well.
So what advice would you give anybody wanting to stand or choosing to stand in the elections? Because that was an incredibly interesting period of time, the old SAB elections last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, so what advice for campaigning? Or advice in terms... Well, okay, if you want to campaign, well... Oh, you're asking me first, I can't get
I mean...
you go for it first.
In terms of building a brand around your campaign, because I remember your campaign, it was very visually prominent. You had consistency in terms of the colour that you used, that look that you had. Do the face, Chris. Look,
check out my MySpace profile or something if you want to see.
He had his face like looking up into the horizon, with his mouth like half open. It was amazing, and you saw that all across campus, right? So every time I saw a bit of green and a bit of Chris's face, I was like, yeah, that's spot on. Like, A-star for
Damola got himself out there a lot as well. I mean, you're spot on about the idea of branding and the publicity materials you put out. Spend a lot of time into that and think about, people is it going to be memorable, is it creative? Don't just do posters or flyers and that kind of thing. I mean, think outside the box a little. What's a bit different? What's another way of getting your message across? And it's not just about publicity materials, although they're very important. Get out there, speak to people. I mean, my God. I mean, I suppose think about yourself. Like, if you're running for this, what would convince you to vote for someone? Is it a flyer thrust in your face? Is it someone shouting at you, "Please vote for me"? Or is it actually someone coming up to you and saying, "Hello, this is who I am. This is what the election's about." That's what does it. That's what will win it. Get your mates behind you. That's absolutely essential.
I think that is the most important factor, because if you don't have a strong team behind you, and it's just you out there every single day in the cold, in the rain, working hard to pull in the votes, it's going to feel difficult. But if you've got your friends around you, giving you a hand, keeping the spirits up and the rest of it, that definitely helps. And be creative. I had a little mini me cardboard cutout permanently stationed outside the union, and I played the guitar for a couple of days. And Chris, I didn't know that Chris stole my guitar. Outshone me by miles. It was brilliant.
I can play 3 songs on the guitar. It's not that impressive, really.
It sounded brilliant. But kept my spirits up.
I tell you what, the final question for you. So you're not running in the election, but you're interested in it. Why should you vote in the elections, the executive officer elections?
Well, it's kind of you're a member of this union. You're part of the students' union. It's almost your responsibility to contribute to the decisions that happen here. Essentially, what's happening in the elections is you're deciding who leads you for a year. So I think you have a responsibility and a duty to participate for that reason, but also in support of your peers. That these are individual students that are putting themselves on the line to represent you in these as a sabbatical as an executive officer, and just in terms of supporting them, it would be a good idea to vote. I think it's brilliant to express your support in the form of a ballot paper in that ballot box when it comes to that time when you have to vote. I think we've said quite enough.
We've said quite enough, absolutely.
Archie and Beth's one apparently was a hard act to follow. We might have to do a repeat version. just in case. But yeah, see you later.